Hey, let's hear it for the great John Patittucci. Lifetime Achievement Award. Yeah, you're just getting started right now. You got a lot more. John Patittucci.
I want to say thank you. These gentlemen are some of the most inspiring and innovative musicians to ever pick up a bass. They changed everything several times. So I just want to say, for me, to call them friends, they're part of the bass family, but I know these guys for decades now, and they're also men of character and beauty, and I can't say enough about it. I love you guys. It means a lot to me. I just want to say thank you. First of all, thank you also to Chris and obviously Marcus and Victor. Congratulations to all my fellow bass players here and all the folks that are being honored tonight. And I want to also send a shout out and a lot of love to Anthony Jackson, who's been dealing with some stuff. Without Anthony, I would have never even tried to pick up a six-string bass at all. He's the pioneer, he's Galileo. We have to give him credit for that because he's the man. And I was just trying to follow after him and trying to figure out how I fit in. But he is the man. So I want to express my love to my beautiful soulmate, Sachi, my daughters, Sachi and Bella, and my family who's here tonight. My father, George, is here. He's going to be 93 next month. My mother's in heaven, but his wife now is Lucille, and she's here tonight. And not only my brother Tom, who taught me how to play, but my sisters, Renee, Joni, and Mary Ellen are here too. It's amazing. Yeah. So, and I have to talk about my grandfather on my mother's side. His name was John Sonny Fenimore, whose family had a speakeasy in Brooklyn during Prohibition. He brought the jazz to us, yes. And he was into Earl Father Hines and all these things, and he brought home the jazz records that changed my life. Records with Wayne on them, with Art Blakey, records with Monk, records with Wes Montgomery, who changed my life, records with Ron Carter and Ray Brown. So that was huge. And I have to say, I lived in LA for quite a while. Abraham Laboriel and Alex Acuna were like my older brothers, yes, and Jim Keltner too, and a bunch of other people. Harvey Mason called me this morning. He was one of those guys too. You know, there were people that I looked up to. For me, the music that changed my life was 98% African American music and Afro-Latin music. This music to me is an art form that is royal. These men are royalty. I have to thank Chick Corea, but I also have to thank Wayne Shorter, who was like a second father to me. Herbie Hancock, who I had the pleasure to play with many times, who lifts everybody up. Even that microphone. And Freddie Hubbard. And Danilo Perez, Brian Blade, with Wayne, that was a huge thing. And also Dave Weckl, Eric Marienthal, and Frank Mbali with Chick. So in closing, I just want to shout out Ron Carter, Ray Brown, James Jamerson, my first electric bass player. The first two tunes that made me play were I Was Made to Love Her and For Once in My Life. Those two tunes were it for me. Also, Willie Weeks, The Shot Heard Around the World, Everything is Everything. Chuck Rainey, Stanley Clark, I mentioned Anthony Jackson, but also Jocko, Lee Sklar, Larry Graham. You know who was backstage tonight, who is one of the kings too, is Dean White was here. And also old friends Nathan East and Freddie Washington. So, and okay, lastly, Larry Graham, Jimmy Blanton, Oscar Pettiford, Paul Chambers, Jimmy Garrison, Dave Holland, Charlie Hayden, Reggie Workman, Jimmy Merritt, Wes Montgomery, John Coltrane. And again, Wayne Shorter. Thank you.
John Patittucci.